welcome back to the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4. This is Happy and I'm here with Alex and Viper to cast you some real PUBG, some good PUBG games from Africa. How are you guys? How are you, Alex?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Inkosi always brings a different side of competition that we don't usually see in Africa. So definitely excited for the evening. It's gonna be a fun one to spectate and cast and give the viewers what they want.
Yeah, what about you, Viper? Are you
Yeah, the day has been quite beautiful. I've been pumped all day waiting for tonight, the Inkosi Super Cup yet back this week. And I'm looking forward to see what the teams are going to be bringing this week, definitely.
Yeah, nice. So today, you all know what's going on. We're going to go on a Rango for the first game, Sandhawk the second, and Miramar for the third game. The maps you know and love. About to the prize pool distribution. What's going to get in the pockets of the winner if they win the winner chicken dinner? For the total prize pool of all these weeks for the season 4 of Inkosi Super Cup, we got $840 in $105 per week. And for each place, you got $45 for first place, $30 for second place, $15 for third and fourth place. Now we're gonna see the teams competing for us. This week, we're going to see who is going to bring up the heat today with us. So we got USO Crimson, Undisputed are still here, and they are undisputed. 10x Esports are here too. SPX Blue Sharks is the new name for me. Ruku, I don't know how to pronounce this. Alex, can you help me maybe? The fifth one.
Ruku Dikeni, something like that, I think.
I don't know. So we got Raptors Elude, Raptors AF, Nefex Esports, MZR Esports Africa, Mag3, and then for the other teams, we're gonna see in a second. We got from Mars Girls. Is it a girl team? I'm gonna root for them. I'm sorry, but I'm biased already. So we got F4 Legacy, Exusia, Blackjack Esports, and Black Hawk Esports. And the team that I know Viper loves so much, BBC X. So now we're gonna see the point distribution. I'm gonna leave this to, I don't know where. Yeah, Viper, give us the points distribution. How is this going to work today?
Yeah, definitely happy. So we can see from, well, I'm going to start it the other way around today. We can see we have teams finishing up in that 13th to 16th place going on with total of 0 points in placement place. But if they get 1 kill or 2 kills, they get a point each for that kill. And in 8th to 12th place, we have 1 point. 7th place, we've got 2 placement points right there. 6th place is going to be going on with 4 placement points. 5th, 6 points. 4th is going to be going on with 8 points. 3rd place, 10 points. 2nd place with that huge 12 points. And the winner chicken dinner team is going to be going home with 15 placement points right there.
Nice. Thank you, Viper. So I'm gonna like sum up for our French speaking audience. Bon, déjà bonjour, je vous salue parce que je sais que vous êtes là. Donc on va dire l'emploi du temps un peu d'aujourd'hui. On va aller dans les maps que nous tous on connaît, hein, Miramar, Erangel, Sandhawk, voilà. C'est les mêmes cartes d'habitude, bon, on connaît un peu. Maintenant, pour le prize pool, ceux qui vont gagner en termes d'argent, vous avez vu, c'est $805 pour toute la saison. Pour la semaine, c'est $105 avec $45 pour le premier, 35 pour le deuxième et 15 pour les troisième et quatrième. Voilà. Pour les points, on a vu le premier à 15, etc., etc. Donc, voilà. Donc, comme j'aime le dire, ça va chauffer, c'est gâté. Donc, je tiens à ce que vous vous suivez un peu ce qui va se passer aujourd'hui parce que ça sera très chaud. On connaît ça comme d'habitude, hein, ça sera super. Voilà. It will be hot, it will be lit, and we are going to see some real African PUBG as usual today. So, I'm going to go with Viper today. I don't know. I like your smile today. You're very bright today. So how do you feel
Yeah.
about the teams today? And please don't talk to me about BBC. We already know about BBC. Talk to me about the other teams. Do you know any of them?
Okay, so actually today I had already made a point down that I was not going to talk about BBC, even though I
Ah.
saw them on the list. I was like, I'm not going to give you the pleasure of saying I am here to talk about BBC yet again. But as we may have it, we have about four teams right now that came back in on that top 20 leaderboard right now, and those seems like the consistency is definitely going to be helping them out. So you can see the likes of UAE, likes of Raptor, BBCX, 10X, and they are back today. But one team that I see on that list that I've got my eyes on, I'm literally going to take my eyes away from every other person and focus on them today, is going to be guys from Blackjack Esports with the likes of players like Zane, MG, Reverb, Cheddar, Vibe. So definitely, this used to be a team that I see a lot in the Umzansi League and a lot of other top tier team leagues around. So definitely, I'm looking to see what they will be bringing tonight, and it definitely will be hot.
What about you, Alex? What do you think?
This week is actually quite different. You know, you got a lot of new names that are actually in this week that are not even in that top 20. So, you know, new blood means that they can start to maybe shake up the leaderboards that we have, you know, such as Undisputed Africa Esports, who are really consistent. Although we do have Undisputed Africa Esports in this one as well. So, I'd like to see some consistency out from them. And then yeah, it's just really like when you look at that overall leaderboard, you look at the players today, and then they can start to make names for themselves. So, Appy, I think it's going to be a real competitive environment going into the three games that we have this evening.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to see some sizes and
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna see what will be going on today. What do you think is the best strategy to win like the first game in Erangel, for example? I'm still with you, Alex.
Yeah, no, I think generally with the Wrangles, with a huge map, you gotta first, you know, find your dedicated loadout, what you're happy with, whether you're running an SMG, LMG, whatever the case may be. Find out your loadout. You have all the time in the world at your PI, unless you are gonna be contested. From there, just play you know, a quick rotation out from your POI into the dedicated zone, whether it is going center of that zone, so you can sort of try almost guarantee the next zone and so forth. And once the zones start getting closer to each other, then you can start being a little bit of more aggressive. Set up a defensive offensive playstyle where you know you have your top three or even your top two players in the squad to sort of get those eliminations for you guys and so forth. And then from there, it's just who has the better position in going into that final zone. Now, it's not all prediction because Battle Royale is based on RNG. So whoever has the most luck in terms of where the zone will be ending up is generally going to be winning. And I think that's the strategy here for Erangel is try play it slow, start game towards mid game, start picking up that pace. And when you finally in at the end, you got to go all guns blazing because that's exactly that. If you're still playing it safe in end game, you're missing out on the opportunity on kill points, and that is really where all the source is at, where everything really matters the most. Yes, placement points is crucial, but you're not doing too much when you're getting a winner chicken dinner with only 2 kill points. It's much more juicier when you have like double digits. So yeah, that is my playstyle going into Erangel.
What about you, Viper? What do you think is the best strategy for Erangel? Or do you
I
think
think a
you do
lot.
you have like a favorite weapon, something like that?
Yeah, well, so it all depends on the situation. Actually, different weapons for different situations, I must say, because if you happen to find yourself in a really close range battle, you would want to be with a weapon such as the Uzi or that close range quick fire, rapid fire thingy. And mid range, long range, you want to stick with the likes of M4 with like a long range scope. So definitely, it all depends on the situation they find themselves and the kind of gameplay the other teams that are currently in this lobby are bringing forward. So that is going to be what will dictate how each one of these teams are going to be reacting to the situations they find themselves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And yeah, and what about the overall strategy for the game?
Well, when it comes to strategy for Erangel right now,
Mm-hmm.
we do know that a lot of these teams they have their landing spots where they love to land, and each of these spots they know how to like pick positions in these spots right there, and then push up into different spots, and just get the loot. They just have to rotate really quickly, and it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too. I think so too. So we're going to go live in the game. I'm going to leave it to you and take us away with the Inkosi Super Cup Week 5, Game 1.
Yeah, now we're here, Viper. Game one, strategies all open and on the field for us to see exactly what the plays are going to be like coming out from these teams. We can already see an early drop as that plane sort of goes from southwest to northwest. Or yeah, that is the direction it is flying over military base, and some places where they don't usually go is military. Hopefully, we get to see a couple of teams this time around.
But oh, you know what? Military base is not a biggest thing. You never know how that will get
Yeah, would you believe me if I told you in the Umzansi games we had a military-based final zone? And at this point, it's almost like it might just happen, but it won't, because we know how RNG works in this game. It sort of goes to the center, then moves either west or south of that center, west or east of that zone. But now we got the zone over here, and you've got a couple teams landing on the outside, such as USO, Seven, MZR, Raptor, NFX, and so forth. They're all going to the very northwest of the map, and that is going to be a long rotation for them, maybe even unsuccessful in terms of how they make it out of there. It's going to be a tough one. And for military base, you had a lot of teams landing there, quite surprisingly. It's not something that it's usually seen in Inkosi or even in Umzansi. So real really fantastic to see some of the teams start to realize that military is a crucial place to land, a very big one indeed, where a lot of loadouts or loot is available to those players.
Yeah, that is one thing that is really, really available over a military base. If you could go to military base, if the flight path allows you to land in that region, you are definitely coming out of that region with a boatload of weapon and ammo, and you are going to be well looted in the throwable section as well as e-labels as well. So it's considering ammo and fighting tools and whatnot. Military zone is definitely one of the places you want to land. But if the zone is not in your favor, as I said earlier on, it's going to be a tough getting out of there because it has like two different choke points that you could enter with. The other entry point is going to be water, which we all know is really, really risky right there. So those choke points, if you have a team waiting for you out there, could really delay your rotations into that zone.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we do got some, teams here landing, and Rage, Jelly, Skya, they all potentially may go into a fighting position, and we can see, the still looting up and still having the chance of getting their best loadout in an off spawn situation. These fights need to happen quick. If you want to go in for the kill, is get the knock and then make their way into fighting. So let's see exactly what will be happening from these two oppositions.
Yeah, yeah. Because looking at it right now, it just seems like they are just trying to like find each other's position, try to get the information in. But Raptors right now got them pretty much wrapped around their fingers. I don't know how they are going to survive out of this particular situation. If they decide to push out, oh, okay, oh,
Hmm.
interesting one. Oh, that is going to be the tides getting changed really quickly by Zelcro. That's knock and trust immediate is going to change a lot right now because now Raptors are down to three, and it's a 4v3. Raptors do not have the numbers on their side. We can see, as we can see right now, Iro.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be too easy. And you can already see a fear, sort of taken down. But now Skyer as well is going to be in a position where he is knocked, and Rage is the one to do that over here. He's trying to go in and maybe swift off a kill, but he's got a cover and a potential good peek. Does look like Zalcro, though, is ready for that grenade. His Rage has already managed to move himself, but could it be in a tough position? Yes, it is indeed, as that grenade connects, but not for max damage. Fayaz, Kadu, and Zalcro now trying to get into this fighting position. For Raptors, they haven't gotten any confirmations just yet, and Rage is in a tough position as he's going to get taken down. Jelly is in the distance trying to get in the damage. Where is his teammate? The final third does look like he's trying to make his way in soon, but it could be a bit too late as
Uh,
we come into this final moments.
uh, Oh, this is a really tough one. It's tough to see right now. Oh, yet another knock comes in onto Raptors. I don't see Raptors winning this one anymore. They have just one man left up alive, and he's far off in the distance. At this point, I think
Mm.
it would just be best for him to play the survivor game, probably do a bit of spoiler here and there on the late game fights, just survive at the moment. Because ouch, that's gonna hurt, bro.
Ooh, the fan.
Yeah, that is definitely going to. Oh, and check it out, they came out of this one with a full squad.
Full squad indeed. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens over there. But now we are down to 16 teams, 60 players still alive. There's so much more action that can happen here, Viper. I mean, so many teams can go into the action and exactly show us what it means to have such a stacked end game. But we got Willie and them who are now need to rotate from the far end over there. Couple players already in the zone, and just a little bit more of them to make that rotation. I do see maybe slow rotations coming in and maybe just hogging onto zone a little bit, knowing that there isn't any room for them to rotate. So let's see exactly what happens.
Oh, okay, okay. That does seem like it. I can already see Blackjack Esports right sitting inside the zone. As I said, I will be looking towards their direction today. I would love to
Yeah.
see them get into a fight today as well. But I'm currently impressed at how Exusia handled that fight with Raptors Africa, and how they were able to actually effectively take out the threat which was right wrapped around them. I think one of the mistakes Raptors did there was maybe to spread out too much. They were not holding too much of perfect angles, to cover each other, to draw out the enemies. They were leaving one man out too deep, if you get what I'm saying, allowing their men to get down and taken out of positions that could be crucial to them winning that fight at the point.
Yeah, definitely could be crucial, but it's gonna be a long way till these things actually come into play. We got Uso 7 in a good rally position for themselves, and nobody really fending off just yet. No need to take the defense or offense for some of these teams as they're just trying to make it into the zone, and that blue zone is starting to shrink drastically. So let's see exactly what will be happening coming out from Uso Crimson and the teams alike. But BBC, somebody, the team that you continuously keep talking about. Um, what do you think is the expectations for today?
To be honest, I really can't say much. I've seen them perform against a set of teams that have played in the past, in the previous weeks. But right
Yeah,
now, I'm seeing a lot of new faces that I don't even know what to expect. For example, Exucia right now, they really, really just wowed me, and I wouldn't really know how they would perform against a team like BBC out here, or even UAE in this particular match. And right now, I am just in for the ride. I would love to actually find out how each of these teams are going to be performing, how they are going to be taking the fights, how they are going to be putting in their different tactics as well. It's all completely new to me at this point in time as well.
definitely, definitely. I mean, like this week, it's very awkward because you don't have anyone who's in the like a couple teams in the top in the overall leaderboard, but like Blackjack Esports, Black Hawk Esports,
Mm-hmm.
Mag 3. These are some of the teams that are not really being consistent. So if we are, getting further into the Inkosi, and if you're not picking up your weight and not getting into, the promotion side of things, then it's going to be quite tough for the team. So let's see exactly what would be happening with, today. Today really sets that hunger for some of these teams, and like you mentioned, you don't know what it means for BBC. It could mean good thing that these teams are too hungry and they'll get bit at their own hand trying to get aggressive and so forth. Or it could mean that BBC just can't control the gameplay that's happening. And never mind that, there's still UAE who's in this fight as well, who's in this map, who could set things alight for these guys.
Yeah, definitely. UAE is another team that I know performs quite well as well. But it does seems like I'm finally seeing that fight I want. Because it does seems like I saw Blackjack Esports in this. I could say, yeah, that is going to be Blackjack Esports and Raptors. Wait, RPT again? Okay,
It's going
that
to
is
be
interesting.
Raptor Elude, if I'm not mistaken. I think we do
Ah,
got Raptor Elude and Raptor AF. So I'm not sure
yeah.
exactly which teams are of who, but hopefully we get to find out at a later stage.
Oh, interesting. So Raptors versus BJE. Okay, interesting to see. You can see Reverb he is just making himself a position monster right now, using every little angle he can get to his advantage. Pretty sure we can see the rest of the Blackjack Esports squad will be off on the distance, hoping to see if they can get some cover, some shots in as well. Um at this point, I believe a lot of the teams have found a way to get themselves into the zone and try and maximize the position that they've got. As you can see, Raptors elude doing right now, and not many teams right now going with the edge strats.
Yeah.
Majority of them are already moving into the zone, which says a lot about this particular lobby that we are in. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a
It
lot of
it could be tough though. You're having all these teams sort of scram close to each other. That could be very detrimental to one another because there's not that much moving space between them. I mean, there's nobody prison, nobody mansion, nobody on the outskirts, and maybe for a good reason because now that zone has formed, and maybe these guys are going to be in a tough situation where no fighting is going to happen because it hasn't happened either way. No one has taken that gunfire, or everyone has respected their individual space. I mean, if you look at BBC and Mag 3 over here, no, they may know they located over there, but they're not going to be taking any engagement just yet. We are hearing gunfire in the map, but it's not going to be anything too serious just yet.
Yes, yes, yes. But right with the corner of my eyes earlier on, I spotted the Exucia guys trying to make their way in towards that zone. They've got SPX sitting on that bridge, waiting for anything that is actually trying to cross the bridge as well. That is one delay that might cost them a lot in this game, and that is one of the reasons why I I'm not a big advocate of going over to Sosnovka military base island because you might just end up getting delayed along the way. And just as I was saying it, you can see Exucia already getting a few of their players getting knocked out. That is about two or three of them already getting knocked out. And I was saying this earlier on, Iro. it's really delicate to be over in that military base island, especially when you're trying to make your way in. But sitting right
Mm.
over strategically in that Muta area, we've got UAE.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they can wait in, for this fight to sort of conclude, and then UAE will then wait for Ricardo and Mero and all of them to start making that rotation. And now, Madara and them from UAE can start to pick up those kills. But look at Miro; he's just here, happy to take on these kills. But at the same time, if even with UAE's positioning, these guys are all in vehicles, so it's not going to be easy to take on any direct gunfire onto them because at the rapid speed they will be moving into. So now they get to rotate, and it does look like they're also smart with it, rotating on the edge of the island, not really going with the road, taking that straight left into the zone. But then you also got MZR who's waiting on on that end, and that could be tough for them. Going up against Mars Esports Africa is just not going to be an easy fight as well.
Oh, definitely not going to be easy, I must say, because you can see every single one of them. If you look at Lutz right now, he's got his head on a swivel, looking in every single direction, hoping to catch anyone moving in that axis. And one thing I've noticed in Inkosi is once you get spotted, the team that spots you is not going to rest until you are either killed off or completely out of sight.
Yeah, usually the case. I mean, you have the advantage, so why not try go for the team wipe in terms of numbers? And ooh, that's a tricky zone, man. You got so many teams that's outside Mars, SPX, UAE, 10x, BBC. All these guys now need to make that zone rotation, and we still have 16 teams here. Viper, only 55 players alive. I don't think I've seen a wrangle this stacked all the way to this end game. Yes, there's been a couple close games, but not like this, I don't think.
Yes, yes, yes. It just shows that we can see week after week Inkosi is getting tougher as a lot of teams are coming in and signing up with that energy, with that crazy heat, bringing that crazy heat out here. We can see we've already lost the guys from Exucia to the zone right now, and Blackjack Esports are spread out well inside that zone, hoping to cover as much angle as they can, taking the information while we have the rest of the teams trying to make their way in slowly and surely into the zone. We can see Mark 3 right now is a bit in a bit of a corner as shots are ringing towards their direction from BH. And this game as of right now, I really cannot say much about where it's going, but it does look like Blackjack Esports has a very good handle on what is going on in this particular situation. Um, oh, UAE finds SPX. See, the setup is paying up.
Oh, it is indeed. They finally managed to get those eliminations, and with time and patience, they will set it up. It is a really good trade off for them waiting in that area. It's crazy to see Audacity still alive in this. As a solo individual, he's been playing it slow, making those rotations for Raptor, and we can wait to see exactly what will be happening. But Miro is gonna get confirmed and eliminated, I think, by XIX. Not entirely sure, but there's still Bliss Boy out from SPX and so forth who can make the rotations for them. And now we've now had the position where 7 players have just dropped. BBC's trying to get a revive on their end, and it doesn't look too good for them. And you can see this now coming to play, where we got Rix and Bipolar Clouded in this position. Let's see exactly what they can do. UAE quite close as well. Hopefully they don't get involved over here because this is a party of too many to take a fight on. Third parties, fourth parties, and even potentially fifth could come into the area here to start taking out. But I do like BBC's location where they are. They're just on that little bit of a cliff that gives them a cover. For Rix and 10x, it just does not look too good for them. And we get to see how they perform today. Hopefully, push up the leaderboard because where they're sitting on is, it's happy days, but it's not comfortable days.
Definitely not comfortable days for them right now. And you see, this is zone 4, and we have smokes coming out already. We have teams getting in a choke. This is as a result of, not taking those fights earlier on, not losing the teams as fast as you would expect the teams to go out. And now Zone 4 does seems like every single space is taken up by a player. But it's quite amazing to see how 10x, these two players from 10x are actually surviving, despite the fact that they are currently stuck in between two teams. But oh, I think I spoke too soon. As Blackjack Esports is going to be finding that one shot into Riggs,
Ooh.
confirming him straight up.
Oh, 10x. Look at them. Just one player left, and they had a lot of individuals, but like you mentioned, Blackjack and just getting involved over here. This is not looking good. I wanted them to get into a better position, but now he's gonna enter that blue zone with a vehicle to try get a better rotation for himself. Maybe they should have done that earlier, but that that wasn't the decision, and now they're gonna have the single individual left alone. For BBC, they putting pressure onto Mag 3, but they are against the blue zone, so they shouldn't be making too much noise or too much attraction to them, because teams like UAE or even Blackjack can take advantage of this. And now you're gonna see Reverb maybe in a position where he's gonna be dealing in some fire over here.
Aye.
No, it doesn't look like it, as BBC will be moving right side completely past the Mag 3, who are two individuals. I think the call out came from BBC that, hey, we can move right side. There's only two individuals over there. And now we're down to 44. BBC device is going to be taken down. Still a couple players that are going to be, in the pressured moments. This comes with questions, with decisions that you are doing to yourself in this very late game. Staying on blue zone and going to be taking a couple shots means that people know where you're located and when you're going to be making those rotations.
There's something I must really say real quick about BBC. That rotation coming out from BBC is a really, really brilliant move. Their scout must be a really smart player, because they went all around the fight. Even though they lost one player in the fight, that is one of
Yeah,
the things that could
yeah,
happen. But they found that little spot, not in the northern side, that was just free for them to actually occupy, and they got in there, which is quite
yeah, yeah,
amazing, I must say.
yeah.
Because
No,
every single other position out there in the zone was choked up.
yeah, definitely. I was shocked when they went right because I didn't expect them to. I thought maybe a straight rotation or even left past Blackjack, but that was, like you mentioned, really good scouting coming in from the individual from BBC.
Yes, I must say, but right now it's all getting really crazier, as a lot of the teams, NFX, BBC, Mars, from Mars, the girls from Mars girls, BH are just all clogged up right now with a few trees in the way and looking for shots into each other on every single axis. I do love what BH has got going on right now. They've got like someone in the back trying to hold that position, trying to like cover every single angle they could get shot from. That Chacha, that's wow. Wow has got to be careful in that position. But if he could play that position quite well, it's going to be a real turning point for the rest of his team. As we are going to be saying that UAE is getting armored on from different directions right now, as BJE is shooting into them, nades are raining onto their position. Mas also getting a bit of, they're in a bit of a pinch right now. I think it's, oh, they still have a full squad up alive and still dealing the damage, but Pluncher is going to get taken down real quick. It's quite amazing how each of these teams get to use the layout of the land, the geography of each of these locations to their advantage. Even though it's so choked up, you can still see a lot of them are still surviving.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is an open plan area, There's a little bit of trees, a little bit of downhills that they can hide on. This is really where we get to see the talent, build up in the PUBG African scene. It is definitely going to be here in the Inkosi Super Cup, brought to you by Nordwind. It's spectacular. I mean, Viper, you don't get to see much of a, strategic game like PUBG. And when we do see these teams and players take advantage of the terrain and how they position themselves and how they rotate, it's just beautiful. But NFX finding themselves team wiped, they're not going to be able to continue up with those placement points. And now Mars looks like they're going to be in a sticky situation as their player Lutz is going to be knocked it down. And clutcher as well, and hopefully they get some revives with smoke. And just look at the map, look how many smoke grenades are being deployed over here. BH still in this one. BBC Fear is just left as a solo for his team to try ride out those placement points. You also do got Vortex, Beast, and Death who are still in this one. But now we are down to 16, 17 players, and BGE is just getting some eliminations with their grenades, with their
Oh.
weapons, and they're just in this one. They are definitely dominating. Zane and them now on 11 kills.
Blackjack Esports is amazing at the moment. Like they've got like a rectangle thingy going on. Like their center is all empty, and they've got players on each side, on each angle of that rectangle right now. You can see them holding every single angle while covering each other with smokes as well as crossfires, handling MZR, handling F4, handling Uso on the other end, handling Black Hawk at the back as well. This is just amazing gameplay coming out from Blackjack Esports. This is to show that these guys have so much confidence and are quite familiar with the terrain that they are working with. Oshura is going to spot one through the smokes. Oh, shots are coming back out to Oshura as well. It's just amazing the kind of gameplay I'm seeing right now. This is just to show that a lot of these teams out here, they are quite familiar with this map. They've played this map to a comfortable extent where they could actually move through the smokes and predict accurately where the enemies could actually be.
Yeah, definitely. It's been an amazing scene so far from the teams. F4 left is 3, and let's see exactly what will be happening. It does look like BGE is going to be able to revive both their players, but Reverb, he's not stopping. He's going in. He just revived Zane, and now he's trying to go in for those confirmations as well. And he has done that onto War God. He goes back to Zane just to make sure, you know, everyone's keeping safe, and he's just making sure that he's the leader and to keep his team safe in this one. Death, Vortex, as well as Beast, still making the most for their team as well. 6 kills, 5 teams. This is coming down to the nail. Zane, however, is going to be taken down over here. Chatter as well. And now we get to see the action unfold for us, Viper.
Oh man, that Groza is a weapon I wouldn't want to go up against. But still, Iroh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky as we have Beast, Death, and Vortex now taking advantage of this. Reverb, who's the pillar in the team for BGE, is gonna be taken down right now. MG and Zane is still alive in this one. BBC Fear in the distance, just staying away, trying to hog on to as much placement points as he can. BH Rocco is just trying to crawl to his teammate Hydra. Will he be able to get there just in time to save everything? For the likes of Death, Vortex, and Beast, that zone is shrinking. They need to move into the center zone. And if they don't have any more smoke grenades, it's just going to be exactly what we are seeing right now, where Zane is able to pick up that elimination. And we are going to have, you know, those teams taken out. And Hydra is left alone as a solo. Has unfortunately, Rocco was not able to make it in there. Fear is making himself known as he instills that fear into the map, but he's going to be taken down. And now it's a 2v1. What would Hydra be doing in this position? He's got the advantage in a way so much that, you know, he's got the terrain to his advantage, but he is taking up some damage as Vortex doesn't care. He's going in with the gun battle, a 50-50 one-on-one situation. He's almost taken down, but
that was
unfortunately
close.
not able to close up is Hydra with that elimination onto Vortex. And Vortex would have been in a sticky situation taking that risk, but it goes down a victory, a winner chicken dinner, sorry, and amazing scenes with so many eliminations. Viper, that game was brilliant.
No, that was a really, really brilliant game coming out right there. Each of I can say categorically that the last 6-7 teams up alive in that final circle handled that brilliantly, because they played it in such a way that they survived for as long as they could while dealing the maximum amount of damage that they needed to deal at that point in time. And it just took moving around, trying to listen for sound, trying to just take a lot of information in and process it at that point in time to get their desired results. It's just beautiful to see gameplay like this.
Yeah, the gameplay was amazing. Like I, it was very very like I don't know how to say it was it, c'était gâté. It was gâté because
It was
like
elite.
in zone 4 we had more than 50 people. What
Hmm.
happened? Like they didn't want to kill each other. Like at first they were shy. I don't know. What was the reason? Maybe Alex, do you know the reason why there were so many contestants in zone 4? Like
I don't know. I think like I mentioned, the strategy to any battle royale is played slow towards the beginning and mid game, and then start to pick up the pace towards the end, and that's what we got to really see with the teams, a straight pure out perfection of strategy. And in the end, it just meant warfare, it just meant a bloodbath, and that's what we got to see. And
yeah.
the team coming out with a win played it to their advantage. They knew exactly how to control things to their situation.
Yeah, like we saw great strategy and placement from BGE. Like they were all over the little zone and they were like killing each other. So for the standings, we see that Ruku. Oh, it's the team I don't know how to pronounce.
I think they are.
Ruku
I think they are D silent though.
Kini.
Okay.
Ruku Kini.
Rukukini, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, no
probably.
problem. So, Rugo Kini, Blackjack is we saw it was a really good game for them. Black Hawk Esports 2, BBC X is fourth Viper. So today you have the right to
Mm-hmm.
brag. You have the right to brag. We have F4 Legacy in fifth place. With 6 place points and 3 kills. MZR Esports Africa eh, with 4 place points and 3 kills. Undisputed Africa, we didn't see that much. I don't know. I didn't see that much of them. Nefex Esports with 1 place points and 2 kills. Exusia with 3 kills, no place points. Raptors AF with 1 place points and 1 kill only. Then we are going to see Mag 3, 1 place points, 1 kills. SPX Blue Sharks with no points, no place points, but 2 kills. USO Crimson, 1 place points and 0 kills. My girls from Mars, I didn't see them today. I don't know what happened with them. I'm gonna look a little bit more onto them, like for the Sunhawk game, because I didn't see what happened. Um, they only get 1 place points. 10x Esports. What happened with 10x Esports? We see in other games that they are really a good team. What happened for them to have only 1 kill, and then it's done? Like
Yeah,
Raptors too. I don't know what happened. So
yeah,
maybe they are going to get on their feet on the second game. I hope so. I hope so. So
yeah. No,
yeah. So for Sandhog, do you think it's going to be the same disorder? I don't know. I don't know what happened for the first game. I want to say disorder because it was really 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 weird. So I don't know. Do you know which strategy will be right for the second game, Viper?
Um, Seeing what the teams have given us in this first game, the first game they really show us that they have their tactics. They can take it slow if they want, and they can turn up the heat definitely if they want. So looking, trying to predict what we are going to be having for Sanok in this case, I think we are going to be seeing a lot of these teams playing really tactically and not over pushing any of these shots or whatnot, but they are
Mhm.
going to definitely be waiting to spring into action, waiting for the moment when it is right. So I believe we are going to see a lot of ambushes and teams just getting into each other unexpectedly.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it. But first, we're going to take a short break so we can drink a little bit of water, rest the fingers of those who are playing, and then we're going to go back on Sandhog for the second game. See you. Welcome back, everyone, to the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4, Week 5. We already did the first game. We saw really, like I said, like it was crazy. It was crazy the first game. So I'm expecting a lot from the second game because it was amazing. So um, we're going to see Sandhawk now. So for the standings, Ruku Kini. I want to say it's right so much. I don't know. Ruku Kini in first place. Blackjack Esports and Blackhawk Esports are really close to them. And BBC X are fourth here. F4 Legacy in fifth. MZR Esports Africa, Undisputed Africa Esports that we are waiting for on the second games. We are waiting for them to pick it up. Nefex Esports in 8th place, Exusia Raptors in 9th and 10th place. About the second part, we have Mag3 in 11th place, SPX Blue Sharks in 12th place, USO Crimson 13th place and 14th from Mars Girls, the girls team that I'm waiting for. Like, please, at least get on the first page of the standings for me, please. 10x Esports in 15th place. We're waiting for you on the first page too. Raptors Elude in 16th place. So, about the Sandhawk game, Alex, what do you think is the right strategy to win today?
So definitely different map size. All these players are very close to each other. I feel generally what we're going to be seeing is fast-paced gameplay, is getting your loadout, running out into the battlefield, finding your next opposition, trying to get your cleaning service, your brooms, your mops to try clean up that squad, and then you move over to the next one. Yes, we may see a slower gameplay towards the end, but I feel like off spawn and mid game is where things start to light up, and then towards your end game is where it starts to slow down. So very different from Irango because of how small this map is, and of course, when we have that fast gameplay happening in the early stages, a lot of these teams are going to be eliminated, and then towards the end they can start to slow down a little bit as the numbers decrease. There's enough open space for the teams that are available, but I can't say for sure that's what's going to happen, because with the Rango 55 players in zone 4, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It started raining like crazy in here because even the sky here is waiting for the second game because it was crazy at first, so the second one should be crazy too. So the sky is blessing us. It's the Uka Uka spirit who's blessing us today. The Uka, I hope you didn't forget about
I
them.
didn't.
Ok, thank you. You didn't forget. Donc, pour mes Français, pour mes francophones, je disais donc la pluie a commencé. Hein, c'est l'esprit Uka Uka du gaming africain qui veut nous bénir un peu. Mais bon, dans le deuxième jeu, ce qui va se passer un peu, c'est que ça sera une carte beaucoup plus petite. Donc, ça sera un peu des fights vraiment côte à côte, quoi. Donc, il faudra être très vif dans ce jeu-là et puis avoir une stratégie vraiment de placement très efficace pour pouvoir avancer dans le jeu parce que sinon, dès le début, tu peux perdre comme ça. So, Viper, Viper, what do you think about the right weapon, the right strategy for the second map?
Okay, real quick, looking at what I saw from Erangel map, especially from the guys from Blackjack Esports, I think if they were able to get the kind of equipment, the kind of weapons they had their hands on in Erangel, I feel like they're going to move a lot around because you could see along the line, Blackjack Esports kept on trying their possible best in Erangel to close the distance of the fight. They were moving into the enemies and trying to get the fight as close as possible, which is exactly what you love to see over here in Sound. So I'm looking to see a lot of close range fights and see how
Yeah,
it plays
so
out.
I'm gonna leave it to you because it's already started. We see the players are already deploying in the map and take us away.
Yeah, Definitely. Iro, I say when I get into Sanhok matches like this, the first thing I always love to look out for is to see which teams are going to be heading over to Paradise and which teams are going to be heading over to Bootcamp.
Mm. Yeah, no, interesting drop spots indeed. Hopefully, we get to see some people actually taking home and residence into Paradise Resorts, and by the looks of things, it doesn't look like it's going to be a bad drop spot. You got Vortex, flying over, actually, not exactly going Paradise, and it doesn't look like anyone is going to be setting up camp in that area, and instead they're going to go over to Kaho and just settle over there. Then you got Mong Guy, which is a space we are seeing out from the Raptors teams. And then, yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one. BGE all the way down to Kampong, and they are very secluded and separated from everyone, so they can make these rotations happy. They can make it work for themselves. Let's see exactly whether or not they do so. Doesn't look like we had any surreal off-spawn POI situations. Does look quite separated. And for the most part, look at Raptor yet again. We see an Audacity all the way out and away from Jelly, Rage, and Fear. This didn't work for them in game number one. I'm surprised they're going with the same sort of a split strategy yet again, Viper.
I really don't understand, but different maps, different strategy. Maybe
I
this
don't
would work
know.
for them over in Sanok, but it's
I don't
not.
know.
This is not the stage, for them to actually get up to this particular spot in time, which means they must have had something they were working with, which worked for them, which actually brought them to this match of tonight, week five, and probably they are just trying to, bring in the same strat and hope it works for them yet again. This might have
Yeah,
actually gone a bit in their favor. Maybe they could have been able
I
to
don't
get a
know.
couple of shots into people if we had enemies landing in range, because they would just have
Yeah,
fear on top of the hill, looking down overseeing whatever is going down. But we would love to see how it's going to work out for them right now. I think the
yeah.
only threat they have right there is going to be the from Mars. I think from Mars
Mm,
Chaos.
I don't know. I feel also on top of everything, to see Sandhawk, such a small space, and you're going in for a split drop isn't really gonna be too favorable. Jelly, Fear, and Rage all left alone to do their business. Audacity may potentially get eliminated by 10x or even by Uso Crimson because he is a solo on the very outskirts, and there's no way for Jelly at Rage and Fear to meet up with them because you also got Mars, like you mentioned, MZR, who's in that position to sort of clean things up for them. Even the most likely SPX who could make into the rotation because they are out of zone and they are needing to make that zone rotation into the next pot. But we now looking at situation where I mentioned no off spawn fighting in Sandhawk. Just who are
Yeah.
these teams looking to not fight in a Sandhawk map off spawn? You are gonna be it's just it's tough because everyone's earning the same amount of placement points as you. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you make it into the end game and there's still about 14 teams, you really walking into nothing and you've wasted so much time. So yeah, I'm surprised that these teams decided not to take on too much action just yet, and nobody has died from this.
It's an interesting set of teams that we have today. I think this is actually the first time in the 4 weeks of the Unkosi season four play that I've seen this much slow action, like
Yeah,
early
I think so.
game,
I think so too.
like a lot of them. But right now, I would say it's working for them. It makes it really, really hot when it comes to the final play. Hey, I got nothing to complain about. And as well as Raptors, the gameplay they are going for them right now, I just want to look on the bright side for them at the moment and say probably Audacity will be able to get more information for the rest of his team at that point, at that position he is in.
Hopefully he is scouting out and calling out there's a team left and right, but it's still not going to be an easy rotation, and hopefully it works out in the end for them. We are seeing Exorcia over here try to set up onto NFX, who's in this game as well. So NFX Esports, and they got Zoucho, Psycho, Smokey, and these teams in this position. So let's see exactly what happens.
Yes, it's interesting to see that Exusia does seem to be a team that love to take that early fight. As we saw over in Erangel, they landed in military base, I believe, alongside, was it military base or Novo? One of the two, alongside that was Raptors, and were able to get a couple of shots into them, taking them down to just one man left alive, which was Audacity. So we'd love to see how they are going to be handling themselves again this time around. They seem to love that early commotion, early fight. You can see Zelkro is already making the push up in, and they are actively looking for that fight. If they get that first knocking, I think we might be seeing a repeat of what happened over in Erangel right here. It's almost as though these guys are bloodthirsty and they just want this fight.
Yeah, exactly. And for the most part, it hasn't really been working, but now it does, as he manages to pick up one individual, Skyer, also onto Zoucho, and now things are starting to look good for Exorcia. Some kill points definitely being picked up, but will it be enough? It
Tada!
does look like it's enough. A team wipe has just happened.
Tada! Tada!
Fantastic stuff. And,
Exusia.
and Exorcia was here from the beginning. I mean, when we first started up the season 4, we did see this team, if I'm not mistaken, compete. And I'm looking at the overall leaderboard. I'm not seeing them, officially there. And hopefully tonight they pick up a couple active points for
Yeah.
them that they sort of jump the leaderboard, because there's not that much, placement points these guys have gathered for themselves. We are looking at potentially the bottom half of about 43 points. So Exorcia, if consistent in Sandhawk as well as Miramar, Viper, we could see them jump onto that overall standings.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's oh man, I don't know what Death was thinking out there. It took too long to actually make that push.
I
No,
mean,
you knew he was obviously going for the revive.
ooh, look at this.
It's just crazy. But anyways, Beast could have. Oh, he's the last man left up alive. I'm sure the rest of his teammates are telling him, "Guy, just survive, please."
Yeah,
Ju-
look at that, because I'm looking at the points right now, for winner chicken dinner in first map, not looking too good here in Sandhawk. And like I
exactly.
mentioned, maybe that fast-paced gameplay that you do get off spawn isn't really going to be all that exciting. Wet Willy Twisted may potentially be pushed here by 10x. You can see Twisted going into the water, and potentially maybe Willie, as now the Don is going to be getting some peaks over here, and there is gunfire onto Willie as he loses a couple HP. The Don is going to get also good sight onto him, deal a couple damages, but it's not going to be enough. He jumps straight into the water, and you can't really get a POV of the player unless he gets out of the water, and you can't stay underwater for some time. So this is maybe a good opportunity for Willie just to swim his way over, and he's now just going to get himself to the top of the thing and just try hog onto the walls over here, and maybe he will get the opportunity to stay alive, but this is gonna be quite tricky. I'll be surprised if he stays alive fully.
This
He's
is
just gonna
one.
hog over there.
This
10x
is one
unable to
of
locate
the
him.
this is one of the positions you never do want to find yourself in. Like back
Mm.
pushed against the wall inside the water with a full squad overlooking your position. You don't want to be in this situation because they are literally going to be waiting for you for your every single move. This team is not going to let them go until they get that kill in, unless a third party action comes into play at the moment. And
Mm.
10x, I'm pretty sure you can see the first game they didn't have two good results out there. So any opportunity they see right now in
Ooh.
this second game, they are going to want to use it. But right as I was saying that, we can see the second zone is going to be popping, and that is looking really crazy. As majority of that zone right there is water.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is indeed. It's gonna be water. So I don't think it's gonna finish directly onto water, but we'll see what happens right now. It does look like Beast is finding himself in a fighting position, potentially as well. Could be tricking the oppositions just a bit. maybe with that smoke grenade, because he's not behind that, right? Maybe he's trying to give BH the idea that he's dis disengaged from here, but no, he is bringing in that fire and he's trying to get in those grenades, and we will get a confirmation anytime now as that blue zone is taken away and Beast destroying in. There's that confirmation coming in right now. A potential 1v2 is possible from Beast.
Yeah, it's this is one of the things I don't really like seeing in games, getting stuck inside the zone trying to get the fighting, because at the end of the day, both teams are definitely going to pay for this one way or the other, even if they get to survive and get into that zone. Because BH, for instance, now that's going to be Blackhawk, I believe, they've lost about one or two of their players, and they are going to be using a lot of mess to get into the zone. I love that little reverse thing that Beast did there, like
Yeah,
I'm
like
crawling
just
away like reptile.
just hiding behind that little bit of a cover for himself. Look at Audacity. He's all the way now past 10x as well as Wet Willy and them, and very much opposite of the Jelly, Rage, and his team. So at least everyone's still alive for the most time being. Got the other Raptor team close to Beast actually, and BH Hydra and them are going to be making rotations next to XIX as well. But now we are down to 15 teams, still 52 players alive. So some solo players or some individuals have already been eliminated. UAE playing it very much slow on the leaderboard right now. Making those slow rotations as well onto the water, into the other part of the island. And it's gonna start getting tricky for them when they start making these rotations very late. F4 as well could be in a sticky situation as Raptor, Rage, Jelly, and them may potentially be holding off their entry into what could be the safe zone.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that we have a lot of activity towards the western part of this circle right now. But you can see the MZR team also looking to make an onslaught onto SPX, trying to get more shots into them. They were able to get a knock, but I think the revive has come through. Bloodies. Ooh, why would you sit in a vehicle when you know there's a team actually trying to push you actively? 1, 2.
Mm,
Oh, this man is out for blood today. He goes in, takes down the first one, finds the second one right behind the door, and takes him down as well, which is what you love to see. And that seems like Beast on the other end is also trying his best to handle himself right now. A player
yeah,
pushed him
definitely.
and he dropped him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Beast is showing up to his name. Exactly that, a beast player. Now SPX losing two of their individuals quickly onto a 2v1 where they had the advantage. Maybe 10x can now try to take advantage of this situation and move on to Ricardo and Amero. And it does look like they are bringing in a formation of offense. But will it come into play is the question. You do see Ricardo just chilling over here, but now 10x getting in closer, trying to see and read what the situation is like. And this potentially could be some elimination points for them.
Yes, yes. As that is happening, I can see.
Ooh.
I think BJ is really struggling. They've lost about two or three of their players right now. I think they just have one left up alive. And 10x on the other end is doing quite beautifully, handling themselves quite well, right against the guys from SPX, as they are just looking for every single angle possible to get these shots in to take out the remaining two players right there. And as we said earlier on, they are not going to rest until they succeed on that one. But they've got to be careful. I feel like they need to wrap this up really quickly, because right in the background you can see a lot of teams. They've heard the shots going out right there. You can see Uzo is coming in towards his axis, and they are all lined up perfectly in one position. Oh
For
no.
grenade, a Kobe shot, but now they get the player down here. One knock has been opened up to, and another
Ooh,
one, and now they get that team wipe. But this could be an opening here for MZR as they close in closer to the
pushing him.
situation. Does look like a grenade is going to be played out. Lots can try getting some, and Bipolar is still possibly down in this one. So let's see exactly what happens with him. Couple damages being done as well.
Yeah, this is textbook Sanhok plays right now. You can see you get one team down, another team is out waiting to pounce on your bloody heels right there. You can see M0 have just one goal in mind at the moment, just annihilate as Panic is in a panic mode on the Japa movement right now, just moving backwards. But that is going to be it for the guys from 10x out in 14th
Mm,
place after taking out. So they tried taking out SPX, but unfortunately took
yeah.
a bit of time doing that, and MZR took advantage of that right there.
Yeah, this is that fast gameplay that we talk about here in Sandhawk,
Yeah.
and you can see like MZR take advantage of that. So now they've managed to sort of put themselves in a good position and get those 4 eliminations. And that is definitely some good team kills that they're sitting on right now. 5 in total. There's still so much more that can happen. And if they continue this confident, this quick pace, then we will be looking at more eliminations for them. Still, somehow, Raptor, Fear, Jelly, and Rage has not made the rotations onto Audacity. I feel the strategy for the team has been a bit of a unique one where they're going in for that solo player going to the end game type vibe, where Jelly and Rage are meant to, try get the eliminations as well as Fear, which we just saw go down right now. If I'm not mistaken, if that is his name, Raptor Fear. So Jelly Rage, left alone, has the 2 individuals who were separated from Audacity, potentially making their rotations in the water to Audacity. Hopefully we get to see that. Wet Willy and Twisted still in the water. I mean, living up to the name, Wet Willy. So now we get to see MZR and UAE, which I mentioned could be in a sticky situation as they make the rotations late. We do see some of their players already being knocked, and that's 2 of them.
Nice.
Inspector, however, managing to respond perfectly with a 2-on-1, and now he's trying to get in a grenade, but he takes his gun out too late,
Whoa.
and now it's Blood who's managed to clean that one up for himself. But MCR doing exactly what 10x did, putting themselves in a sticky trade-off where that risk and kills just means nothing, because now it does look like they are down to 2 individuals who are now meant to carry off the placement points, the dream for winner winner chicken dinner. And at this point, with BBC still alive, F4 still in this one, as well as BH and a little bit of Blackjack Zane, they still have a tough, long way to go.
Yeah, definitely a long, tough way to go right there. And it's quite interesting how Audacity have been having a quite chill all game long. You can see it's just been sitting over in our team with zero to no disturbance at all. And looking at the guys from USO Twisted and Willie, also they've been in that water ever since they got cornered by MZR. And MZR are also doing quite well right now, already making their way into the zone, looking to see if they can get yet another fight. But BBCX and Exusia also going in yet another fight. Exusia is actually performing quite well, yeah,
Yeah.
well, at least so far. Because you can see they've been going after majority of the big names, and they are giving them a really
Ooh.
tough time. See, as Scarver found those headshots, it's just
Oh,
so
he did.
consistent.
He lined it up perfectly,
Ooh,
waited for the time to peak. You got Fear down, you got 2 of their members down, but it's now down to a Havoc to try cause Havoc onto Zelcro. But Zelcro,
nice.
he has the movement, he has the aim as well. And Viper, Exhaustia, potentially putting himself on the leaderboard at the end of today.
Yeah, he's spotted yet another man in the back, and he will be looking to get the shot, and that is going to be the squad wipe right out there. Escutia coming out on top in this particular engagement. But one thing I would love to say is this is Sanok. You gotta do what you gotta do really quickly at any point in time. You can see F4 is just down below, looking to see if they could, get a couple of shots in. But I think Exusia is already preparing for that as well, which I
Yeah,
love to see. Love to see the reaction time, the way they are handling the fights. That fight was a really delicate one, and they just lost one man in it, and they are
yeah.
already up to 9 kills.
Yeah, and I would say Skyer was a really important role in this one, as he did get that first knock with the
Yes, yes,
headshots. But
yes.
he tried to go for cover. Unfortunately, F4 was waiting on the sidelines for any opening or opportunity, and they got exactly that. And Skyer did get taken down, but
Nice.
maybe potential revenge for the teams right here as they have the opportunity to deal the damage. And Zycro is doing
Man.
exactly that. He has 6 kills and he could potentially just be the MVP here in Inkosi because he's dealing the damage, he's dealing the eliminations, and we get to see
Zelkro.
him exactly live the name for Skya to try win this game. He has done so much already to F4, and F4 probably regretting their decision sticking by to try get those eliminations. And now Zalcro moving on to the next position, and we do still see those two individuals in the wetlands are rotating Wet Willie and his partner over there.
You know what could be really interesting right now would be if Raptors, the two individuals, right now, if they come up right behind Exucia and they are actually able to take them out. It would really
Ooh,
be interesting and funny to see
it
because
would
they
it
will
would
not
be it would
expect
be
it.
funny. It would be
Yeah,
funny. It
because
would be like
oh,
crocodiles hunting.
right as we are going to be saying that BJE just got confirmed and out of the game, and then you can see Exucia trying to get back into that zone really quickly, just the zone right behind them, as well as Jelly trying to make. Oh, I love the fact that he's giving himself so much trigger discipline right now because you don't want to be shooting while the zone is right behind you. You just want to
Mm,
sneak in and get that position nailed at the point.
yeah.
But right there, it's all coming down slowly but surely towards that final circle. And we'd love to see how these teams are going to be handling themselves. MZR still up in this one. No, that's going to be from Mars. Yeah, from
Hmm.
Mars still up in this one. MZR as well in the background. We've got Exucia looking strong as well in this particular map. And this is our 10 final zone in a populated area. Oh, this is going to be something you love to see. It's going to be a match of grenades and just getting the knocks. And we love to see how these teams are going to be pushing up into each other. When when you have games finishing in zones where there are so many buildings, it's always takes a bit of time, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It always takes a little bit of time, but we finally, and for happy, we do get, Mars, from, girls from Mars. So let's see exactly what happens with them, whether they're able to, clutch up the final end zone right here. Lena takes
Ooh, she
over a
fell for
huge
it.
peak, but it's MZR who's going to be taking her out of this one. And now you got Mars Lady trying to get in some cover, and hopefully, they are able to do that. They can
Yeah.
go in for the res. They can.
Yes,
It's
yes.
this. It's an open opportunity for them to do so. Jelly is alone here in the end game, and look at Zalcro. Zalcro doesn't care. He's going in for that one-on-one situation. He doesn't even get tagged
Zelklo.
up for a bullet with that movement. Who's gonna be taking out
Yo.
Zalcro? I can tell you, Exhaustia is looking to win this game.
Yeah, I think your prediction was quite right, saying Velcro might be getting that MVP for today. He's got 8 kills already, and he's
Yeah,
still looking for more.
yeah.
This man is on the hunt. But right now, we can see Mask. They did look strong a moment ago, but got baited out by the play from MZR right out there. And fortunately, they've lost one player, but they still got 3 left up alive, looking strong, right on the edge of the zone. As MZR
Ooh,
is chucking the nades towards their position,
little
connecting
bit
a
of
few
a
of them, as
yeah.
Exucia is also looking to push up onto their solo player on the other end. So it's all shades of tough on every single angle right now. They've just gonna keep their heads cool, try to get knocks left, right, and center, try to put out a statement that you do not push us, you try to push us, you get knocked. If they can put out that statement, then it's going to force the teams on the other side to try to make rotations around them and probably get caught out in the open right now. But it's definitely a tough one to see, as Mark 3 still have one player up alive.
I didn't see that
Interesting.
coming. I did. When I saw him pop up, I was like, "Wait, what? How did we have him still
Interesting.
alive?" But it is going to be good for the team if it does come third. That's 10 placement points just for this round. So definitely living the hero for now. And MZR lots are just trying to get in some cover, but Malakoff is going to be placed over there onto him, and fire is going to be spreading. But now we are reaching this final moment, and that zone is going to then form on where these players now need to go. And for the most part, it looks like it's going over to Exorcia. So they're going to be in a good position while these guys now need to make those
Ooh.
rotations. Hey, Mag 3 could be in a potential tough position as we have MCR a lot who's looking over in that position. And now Vay, he's putting himself out there. Mars 10V is going to be taken
Blood.
down by Blood. And now we have Mars Lady who's trying to get in a cover onto the players. And there goes
Ooh.
Mag 3 out and dusted. Number 4 placement points for them, though, which is still a GG's.
Yeah, interesting play right now. We can see we've got Lutz and Blood on different angles. Lutz trying to hold the ladies from Mars right there. Hold stage real quick, not allowing them move too much on that axis. As Lady is looking towards his position, hoping to get a couple of shots into that axis as well. But MCR does seem to come back
Ooh.
in, but that nade. Oh my God, that is a 1-for-2 nade, and it's going to be Tanvi left up alive against Blood, but takes him down real quick. Interesting play. Exusia, oh, they smell it already. They know it's going down on that axis, and this is their time to pounce in. You can see it's coming in. Oh, Zelcro. It is Zelcro yet again. Zelcro is going in to try and get that finish. Just going to be waiting, and that is going to be it. Interesting
Oh,
plays coming out right there from Exusia.
amazing. Just look at that.
Zelcro.
Sakro with 10 eliminations, double digit kills just
Come
onto him.
on.
And then, all in all, they come out with 16. They really ran away with this lobby. And that
10.
just means with a single game at hand, they drop into that total leaderboard on the overall standings, which we get to see at a later stage. But Mars, we
Wow.
have to give it for them. They've managed to clutch up a second place with one elimination. And even if those grenades from MCR meant that they lost most of their players, they still clutched up in a way which is applaudable over here. But nice eliminations as well coming out from MCR. You love to see it.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all because they went
Yeah.
and killed my girls at the last time.
It's really, really crazy.
First, let them. I don't know. Let them a little bit health get the health back before going. Well, that was a good strategy. That was a good strategy. They were waiting for them to finish up their battle and just okay. I was talking. I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but I was saying that I was not happy about Zelcro killing my girls at the last time because they had to get some health back first. I don't know. Like I was rooting for them. I was so happy when they killed um the MZR guys
Yeah.
at the end, but it was not enough for them to get to the top because Zelcro was like he was on a rampage today. I didn't get what it was after. He didn't want to like I don't know. He was so crazy. I don't know what was your what did you think about the game, Viper, today? It was really, really crazy.
Yeah, I must say two players stood out quite well for me today. I must say, it's going to be Zelcro. Really, really amazing play. This man was a beast today. He
Yeah.
kept on hunting for the kills. He sniffs a possible kill around. He doesn't hesitate. He's out there trying to get that kill. And yet again, MZR Blood also today, he
Mm.
finished with 9 kills out there with his team in third place. And that
Mm.
was just beautiful gameplay in sound. It was just perfect the way he was executing the pushes, and he just shows that he's a really good player when it comes to close quarter combats right there.
Yeah, it was amazing. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, no, beautiful gameplay that we got to witness. Sandhawk, like I mentioned, very fast paced. We did see, the teams take advantage of that, especially Exorcia. When things did get tough for them, they came through with a clutch of play. And just look at that. That's 31 points in total that they've managed to grab with 16 eliminations. So definitely happy with that one. And they've taken the lead drastically.
Yeah, but you can continue and take us through the
And
standings. I
And then
want
in second place is MZR Esports Africa. They did relatively well for themselves as well. 10 eliminations, no, 15 eliminations and 10 placement points. So 25 points coming out from them. And then Appy's favorite team for the evening is from Mars Girls with 1
yeah.
elimination and 12 placement points. They have 13 in total. And fourth place is going to be Mag3, that solo individual trying to hog on as much placement points. He does close in with 10 points in total. Uso Crimson in fifth place. We got Raptors AF in sixth place. Blackhawk Esports in seventh. Raptors Elude in eighth. And then coming out in ninth place, actually, is going to be 10x Esports. And in 10th is Undisputed Africa Esports with only 3 points. So that is going to wrap up page number 1. We still got on the other side F4 Legacy in 11th place with 2 points, but tied up is Blackjack Esports, BBCX, Ruku Dakini, and that's going to be up until 14th. And then SPX Blue Sharks with 1 point, and then Nefx Esports dying out very early, very first team, 0 points for them. So that's going to be the standings for that game over there. So really amazing that we got to actually witness that, especially come from Zalcro. 10 kills alone. Oof. But
Yeah,
it's just one
yeah.
more than lots, like we mentioned, just one more kill. So there was 2 crucial players that Viper mentioned.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, let's talk about a strategy for the last map we're going to see today. Well, we're going to go to break first, and then we're going to talk about it just after the break. We're going to get a little water, get refreshed, and we're coming back just right after. Ciao. Welcome back, everyone, to the Inkosi Super Cup Week 5. So we saw a really interesting games today. The first game was really a little bit slow. The second game was really there was there were two players who were like killing everyone on the map for themselves. We're going to see the standings. What happened at the second game? Exusia went first with 16 kills. They went with 15 place points, who gave them 31 total points. MZR Esports Africa in second place with 15 kills. From Mars Girls with only 1 kill, but they managed to get the 12 place points. We got Mag 3 with 8 place points and 2 kills. USO Crimson with 6 place points and 1 kills. Raptors 4 place points, 3 kills. Blackhawk Esports with in 7th place. Raptors Elite in 8th place. 10x Esports, who we are waiting for them to pick it up because Exusia was really big today, and we're waiting for them to pick it up like last week's Undisputed Esports 2. We're going to go on the second page, and I'm going to leave it to Iro because Iro, I like to hear your voice. Please give us the second page of the standings.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was an interesting first page and well done to the teams. But now we are down to 11th place being, F4 Legacy tied up with Blackjack Esports, BBC, as well as Ruku. I'm just going to keep it as that. And then in 15th place, we're going to have SPX Blue Sharks. And then all the way down in 16th, it's going to be Nefex Esports, who are potentially going to be wanting to pick up their socks going into Miramar, because that really is where they need to, set the tone here, Viper. I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Get back on their feet on the last map today.
Well, at this point in time, I would say they need to learn from what they've seen so far in Erangel and Soundhawk, and adapt really quickly. They need to make their position play really stronger. They need
Yep.
to find those positions and get the shots in. You can't be missing shots out here. You need to find those positions and be precise as possible. No hesitations whatsoever. If you can put those things into practice, then definitely you should be able to, bring some performance, like some really good results.
Yeah, Alex, what do you think is the best strategy to go in this map? Do you have any advice? Like for my girls from Mars, please give them some advice to get on the first page today too.
Honestly, if they could survive Sandhawk, they can definitely survive Miramar, because when it comes down to Sandhawk, it is a small map, right? And then Miramar, I feel it's the same strategy going in with the Wrangle, so it comes down to long distance fighting, longer rotations, making sure you have vehicles going into the very last bit of the game, because those are really crucial. And if you don't have those happening with you and making those rotations, you're not really having cover going into the 5th or 6th zone, because vehicles do that for you. So yeah, definitely use the same strategy you want to go into with the Wrangle. Try find more heighted positions, because that's where it really matters the most, trying to get a peek over the players. And then yeah, hope for the best, I guess.
Yeah, that's nice. So I will talk to my French-speaking audience now. I'm gonna explain to them what happened on these games. Bon, comme je vous expliquais tout à l'heure, les jeux c'était chaud, ça a chauffé, c'était gâté comme d'habitude. Le deuxième jeu, il y a deux joueurs qui se sont vraiment mis au-dessus de la mêlée, qui ont commencé à tuer tout le monde. Il y a des Elcro, il y a un autre dont j'ai oublié le nom, franchement. Mais voilà, c'était chaud. C'était chaud. Il fallait qu'il tue tout le monde. Voilà, on a vu. Heureusement pour moi, mon équipe de filles a été deuxième. Ils ont eu des points de placement. Donc, c'était très intéressant. Voilà. Donc, on va passer maintenant au jeu. I'm gonna leave the talking to my professional teams of casters for the third game in Miramar. Let's go.
Alrighty then, Iro, we are back to yet another map, which is going to be the last map for today. This is the Dusty Dunes of Miramar, the map with so many hills and valleys that you never know which turn is going to, you know, take you straight into yet another enemy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's see exactly what will be happening. But this, Miramar, huge map,
Oh,
huge
massive.
rotations. We're gonna have to wait and see exactly where some of these guys will be landing and where they'll be going. Impalas are really good. El Paso's really good. Those are the places you want to be finding yourself in. But it comes down to where the rotation of the zone is gonna be. And power grid, I think it's also quite good. But Picado, you also have a good spot to go over there. So let's see exactly what will be happening with the teams. But 63 players jumping off that plane from southwest to northwest, almost like an Irango flight, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
quite similar. Yeah, really, really quite similar right there. As I was saying earlier on in San Oak, I said I always try to look out for teams that drop over in Boot Camp of Paradise. Over here in Miramar, do you have a particular drop spot that you love to see? Which teams love going there?
El Paso is my place for these guys to go to. It is
Ah,
such a good place to have.
interesting. I would say on my hand it was always Picado.
Mm,
Yeah, it was
mm,
always Picado because I know Picado is more or less like any team. Most teams going to Picado, they are trying to pass across a statement. Like you
mm.
always see the strongest of the teams trying to land over in Picado and trying to prove that bravado over to the next enemy. Like, no, we are going to take you out. Don't come back to our drop spot. This is ours. Just like what you always see over in boot camp in the Sanhok map. But so as you can see right now, Blackjack Esports is going to be over here right with the guys from NFX, hoping to see if they could get some shots in. Zane already tagged up a bit. He needs to find a way to get his health back up. This
Yeah.
particular position in here right now, Iro, it's really delicate because there are like high-rise building and so many windows.
Yeah, definitely. And for NFX or NFX, they need to really bring it up. They haven't had their time in
Yeah.
the cup today. They haven't really brought that energy. There
Oh,
is a mistake already coming out from Crash. It is obvious that you need to play more cautious. You need to play more safe when trying to make these rotations. And Reverb, who we've come to see in game one, number one, is really a key role player here for
yeah.
Netflix. I think stop looting, stop being in this position, and just disengage. Run off with what you have and go to a different POI or a neighboring city, whatever the case may be. But their numbers are already looking bad. Psycho and Smokey are left alone in this area, particular POI. Heaven knows where is their third, and it does look like their third Zaltro is also just gonna get knocked. So now NFX is gonna be down to single-handedly two individuals. So yeah, NFX really not showing up to the party. It is a challenging one to get into these set of games. I don't know if you heard how Inkosi works, but like those games
Oh,
before today,
mhm.
it's like only the top two qualify.
Yeah, trust me, it's really tough getting into this. You
Yeah,
have to like play with all your senses, like survive, kill, just finish in that top two. It's tough, I must tell you, definitely tough. A lot of good teams out there struggling to make it in. So you making it into this particular sport is, you must have done something really right, I must say.
exactly. And we're just not seeing that out from Netflix. The teams here today, they've all somehow made a statement, whether it was game one, two, or even kills that they managed to get for themselves. They
Yeah,
all brought something to the game, some value. And Netflix, unfortunately, game two died of spawn, game three, two of the individuals are dead already. And we're looking at, questionable plays on how they can bring it back for week six. There's still 4 more weeks to really pop off. And we see from Exorcia a real example coming out from them on how to do well. They've managed to win a game, so many eliminations, and that means now they're on the overall leaderboard. Not in a good position though, but it's progress, and it's just that one pop off, that RNG, that luck that goes in favor for you.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, it's interesting to see that we've got teams out there that are actively looking to get the kill points. Exucia, as you said, they did walk their behinds of the last game and were able to get a boatload of kills and also get that winner chicken dinner right now. But looking at the setup that is currently going up right here, it's I wouldn't really know how to analyze this because we've got SPX in like a 2-1 split, and Fear has someone coming straight into his building. Although there are so many flaws that I'm not even particularly sure if Rage knows there's someone up top above him. Oh, Fear has picked that up and is probably looking to push it down towards his position. And BBCX is also not looking too good. They've lost two players. They've
Mm.
lost two players already.
Yeah, no, and also for Raptor Rage as well, and his teammates, they've also found themselves in a sticky situation, losing Audacity. So there's
At
three
least
teams here.
at least
SPX,
this time around, Audacity is the first one out.
yeah, at least. I mean, he's always the one, going to the furthest for the team, but it is going to be a tricky one. Let's see how they play it out. Jelly trying to get a couple shots here onto SPX. Three teams at a POI. Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. So Jelly at the moment is trying to fend off two players from Mero. He's got from SPX. He's got Mero slightly pinned, but I think the smokes would save him for now. You can see the rest of SPX is going to be pushing up to that position, trying to see if they could get um, their man out of there, and they've successfully done that. So Jelly, seeing this, knows it's time for him to actually get the hell out of Dodge, because you don't want to keep staying in that position, especially if you know tentatively that there is yet another. You don't want to flip in that position. This is another thing that happens. See, he flipped.
Mm, taking
Miraman.
good shots, but also SPX responding back. Now
I
they
l-
trying to disengage. It does look like it's
Interesting.
gonna happen. Jelly reloading, which is good for him. SPX Mero and them making the rotation out, which is good. They need to disengage. That zone is not on them as well. So are they in the zone? I don't really see them properly. No, they're not
Yeah,
in the zone.
they are just on the edge of the zone, but
Yeah,
they
edge
are
of the
right
zone.
between MZR and BBC.
Yeah, I see them now. I see them there. So yeah, SPX need to play to their advantage. Start to put up, some points on the leaderboard as well, because they also haven't really had, their moment yet. And now it looks like they're going into another comeback. And things are working out for
Wow.
them. Ricarden picking up some kills onto Clout as well as Bread. So fantastic stuff. This is a good
Raptors.
response.
I think that's it. Raptors. The elude. I think that's the elude team. Yes, they just
It
got
has to
taken
be.
out.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be
Oh,
the other Raptors. Yes.
not looking good for them tonight, I must say.
Maybe
Not
maybe
looking good.
positions change for Raptors. Maybe Elude gets eliminated early, and we get to see Raptors AF making it further.
Love to
Ooh,
see it.
look at from Mars Girls getting some eliminations onto the kill board.
Yeah, you love to see that. I believe they had like a major boost in Sun Oak. When this is one thing that I've noticed with a lot of teams when they play oh no when they play well in particular games, probably like Sun Oak, and then they move to the next game, they tend to come in with some sort of confidence. and
Mm.
and this game, in as much as this game is a game of skill as well as being able to predict situations, you still actually need confidence and to be in the right state of mind to actually perform quite well. I don't know, this might actually influence a lot of their plays today. As you can see, Black Oak right now in a bit of a pinch. They've lost one man and one is currently bleeding off, and the onslaught is still currently happening. And it's really really tough to see how this one is going to turn out. As Rocco is all on his own in that axis, and the revive is already coming up onto NU. So I reckon they will be able to take that quick reset. Oh,
Mm,
interesting,
mm.
interesting.
Yeah, hopefully they get to reset that and we get to see a fair battle between, Mars as well as
Oh,
BH. And there we go. Lena with a good shot onto Chacha. Lena is making the rotations. I think the team is still safe. They still managed to pick up the knock over there. So
yeah, they're back to
from
full
Mars
squad.
girls, they still in this one very much happily, and that's a reunion you'd love to see and a pickup from them. So they're playing very much advantaged in this map yet again, and a quick one, I must say. We're down to 51 players already, and
From
that second
63
zone is
years.
starting to fully form as well.
Yeah, it was 63 when we got in. Yes,
Yeah, 63. So a couple players have been eliminated already.
that's about 12 players out already, like equivalent of
Yeah.
3 teams.
But only one squad wipe has come
Yeah,
into play.
yeah. Oh,
So
Lord.
definitely a lot of action is happening. And for Miramar, you don't really see that too early. And I'm not complaining. Bring all the action. It just makes us hype.
It's actually quite funny now that you mentioned it that maps that we tend to see early fights, Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, Sanhok, it's exactly opposite with these teams. And then when it comes to Miramar, that we expect to see a really slow game early on, and then they are just popping off.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's weird. I mean, tonight is weird. The
Yeah,
entire playing field has been slow to fast, slow to fast. So we get to see, some of these teams do well, some of them not do well. And expected teams going into this one is Undisputed Africa Esports to really pop off. I mean, statistics and, gameplay is what we usually bet off. But we can't
yeah,
with Undisputed Africa Esports because they games haven't been too amazing. And I'm hoping, they are eavesdropping onto the channels and so forth to hear what we have to say. And then they start to pick up some of their pace. But
exactly.
loving to see, them still alive in this one, making some questionable rotations still in the zone. BH Hydra alive, BBCX as well is a team that, we didn't get to see too much today. And they are down to two individuals, BBC Fear and Device, and that is going to be good for them. And also, Raptors Jelly and Rage now finding himself in a fight again from this team.
Oh,
From Mars Girls, really trying to set a dominance
at this
into map
point,
number 3.
yes. At this point, I believe Happy is probably doing like 360s in her chairs right now. Like, yes, yes, my girls, go. But
Yeah, no.
I love what they are doing right now. They are making use of that terrain quite well, sitting pretty on that hilltop, trying their best to, just eat it up onto every single team that are rotating around them. RPT is already feeling the heat of that. You can see them already taking our fair and looking to get more shots into that position right now. It's lovely to see that we can have a team that didn't do too excellently well in the first game, but were able to pick themselves back up, talk to each other, and then bring in their A game in the second game. And they are looking quite strong, at least so far, in the third game as well. And it's just lovely to see. But that eastern part coming into the zone does looks a lot clogged right now as that axis over in Hacienda do Patron. We can see a lot of teams, UAE, USO, NFX, F4, all trying to make their way to the zone. But I think DJE is also going to try their possible best to
Ooh.
make rotations around every all of this craziness happening out here. But Exusia is at it again.
They are indeed. And now they have a full force as well. A player is just a single hairline of HP, but manages to slither his way out of a line of sight. So good for them. They get
Yeah,
to still live on with placement points, but the entire team was low when we were on them. So they did get into battle with quite nothing at hand. And making
yeah.
those rotations in that vehicle means that you're two bullets away from death. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have any more life to them.
Wow.
UAE, yet again, being in a tough
Wow.
position, and does look like they will be able to get this confirmation. He just goes over that cliff. Maybe they get to revive, but ooh, UAE, Madara does look like he's gonna get killed, and Inspector as well. So this is GG's.
Yeah, well, we can see UAE score at least before the game of tonight started, before this week started. UAE was fourth on that leaderboard with about 84 points. I don't know really how that is going to be affecting them tonight. They might actually still be sitting pretty on the leaderboard, but would they need to bring in more and more of their fighting spirit in the remaining weeks? Because if they want to still be up there, and needs to bring a lot more. Right now, you can see they are really fighting hard against that zone. And just check it out. It's just BJE. They've actually found a way to rotate around all the craziness straight into the zone. And we've got MZR also just waiting inside that zone, like, oh, everybody trying to come in here. We are going to be waiting. But they on the other end, SPX with a lot of red bars going around and 10x off in the distance, looking to see if they could get the shots into their position with no mobility. Oh, you don't want to be in this position in Miramar.
Ooh, yeah, definitely. And that's something I mentioned. Vehicles are a crucial thing in the rotations here for Miramar. SPX
Extremely.
looking very much tough over here. I'm surprised to see so much of their players down or even so low. Beast looking to be eliminated by the play zone. Mero being knocked. UAE Ace going down to the play zone as well. SPX losing two of their players, unfortunately, due to not being able to get them cover. Ricardo and Lucas Padro now need to sort of clutch up. And it does look like maybe 10x is going to come in for the W key to try clean up the map. No, they're just going to focus on that zone rotation, which is really good. And we
Yeah.
get to see 10x take in a couple shots onto the players Ruku. So let's see what happens with them as they make those rotations.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I love the fact that 10x just knew. Oh, Scava, Exucia yet again at it. This man, anywhere you see Exucia, around them is just going to be red bars all through. Check it out,
Mm.
Scava is looking to get a squad wipe in this one. See him
Oh,
mopping
look
and
at
weaving, just picking on every single. I think he's just.
oh,
Oh,
what a
nice!
turnaround!
Oh, so close.
So close indeed. And Skya almost getting eliminated, and that would have been tough for them. But we do see MZR just behind there, and behind in front of them is F4. So many parties here to potentially get involved in what could be a bloodbath. But we are seeing Skya and potentially, the Zalcro still alive in this one, and having them tag along, doing what they do best. I say Exhaustia might just win this one yet again.
I wouldn't be too quick to make that decision because we still have a lot of teams in good positions right now with a full
Mm.
squad up and still looking strong and active. Because to be honest, yeah, look at the position Exucia has got. Fine, they might have an easy hand onto the guys from F4, but there's a team right on top of that hill, MZR, looking down. Rotating out of that position is going to be.
Where
We will
10x,
see.
BGE, and MZR are gonna fight each other, and they're gonna lose players, and that's where Exhaustia is gonna have the advantage. There's MZR already losing Clutcher, and now Lots and Blood is down to two players. So see what I'm talking about? BGE and MZR are fighting, just like I mentioned. Just like I mentioned. Oh man, commentator love coming into play right now for Exhaustia, and it's working.
Don't worry, you'll soon jinx them, though.
How soon? Hopefully not today, but 10x behind BGE, and this is exactly what we were talking about. Now here's Exhaustia, who could come to the party and just clean everything up. Like I mentioned, oh no, if this comes into play, I don't think Nodwin should have me on no anymore
Oh,
because I am the gods of
oh,
predicting.
oh. I think blood is on your aunt yet again, but it's a really really tough spot to handle. BJ is in a really delicate spot at the moment, as there's a lot of heels overlooking their position. You can see Reverb already getting to know this. He's going to be dropping back. A lot of teams are looking towards their direction. The nades popping out right there. They are just trying to survive right now. MCR at this point just wants to get the shot in. BJE is getting shot at from every single direction. Exucia is
Mm,
also taking a bit of damage off in the distance,
mm,
as MZR is just shooting on, although they are also having their own, they lost Shura already. Blood is bleeding out. Oh no, not blood. Come on. Can someone get blood
mm,
up, please? It is the man with the 9 kills. Let him get back up. Yeah,
mm.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is indeed. I mean, even Exhaustia have lost a lot of players. BH getting involved over here. Clutchy dead. And
MCR.
BGE trying to do as much as they can as well. They were really at the back, and now through that smoke, they still detect the players. They still go down. 10x Rex out of this one. S4 Zeno. It's BGE with their full squad still. Even when things were against them, they still managed to somehow stay alive. They were in the sandwich of pit, and now they're still in this one. And we're down to 6 squads, 12 players. Just what had happened in a
Eh,
space of seconds?
it's just falling like the seconds. The number is falling like the seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
And check it
I
out,
I, I
Exucia.
have no idea what had happened, but all the players have somehow found each other and they took each other out. And we're down to BBC, who's still also in this one. We now take out Lena as well from girls Mars from Mars Girls.
Oh, it's interesting to see what BJE is doing right now. They know Cheddar is a little bit low on health, and they just you can see the team shuffling to keep the man low on health from getting knocked. They shuffled in such a way that he was right in the center. Every single other player was trying to cover the ankles for him and take out the enemy that could be a threat to them from behind before they come back forward to focus on the rest of the enemy. As you can see, Kaido is just the solo man left up alive right now for Exucia, and BJ to get the onslaught in. As you can see, MG and Zen already trying to make that into that position real quick as is ongoing for them. So even if you think because not into there, the rest of the team is actively looking in. But
Yeah,
as we said,
definitely.
it's crazy.
It is. And I think taking in a couple shots over here from a far distance though onto BGE, and we're now down to 3 teams. So it may seems that they found Exhaustia, and Exhaustia will go down 4th place with a couple of eliminations to their name, and a hopeful dream for myself to live on for a back-to-back winner-winner chicken dinner. But it's not going to happen, as BGE do look like the dominant force
Wow.
to take on the action onto SPX.
Wow.
XPX, Lucas, Radro, and them just taken out within seconds. They look to the next opposition right now, which is BBC. And honestly, congratulations to BBC to
I'm
try
happy for
get
them.
into this final round good.
Yeah, I'm really happy for for BBC, I must say, because now they've been able to get to that second position. See how it dropped from 7 teams real quick down to 2 teams, and BJE is still up with a full squad with all their health looking really really solid out there, and
Mm.
they are currently going at a 2v4 against BBC. But I don't know if I really support what they are currently doing out right now. They've sent one man forward already. That
Ooh.
is a sacrifice you're making out there. But the rest of them is going to be pushing up in. You got Zane onto device and cover right there from MG. This is the final stand right now. We've got a 2v4 going on, and I think one man from BJ is already down. Let's see how this one is going to be turning out real quick, as BBC still looking all shades of strong. BJ is in, maybe dropping back. Oh, nice! That was a beautiful bait. Did you see what they do? What they did right there?
Definitely.
That was an
Definitely.
amazing bait.
They set that up perfectly for them. He
Oh,
overpeaked that one out. Now MG,
Oh,
Reverb, and Zane come into the building. It's just Fear left alone. They go over to the heights, but
yikes!
Fear still on the stairs, has the cover, has the advantage. He now takes shots at Zane, and Zane
Perfectly
goes
timed.
down. Fear trying to live the life. It's now a one-on-one situation, and maybe
This
Fear
could
will
be
be able
it.
to come through with a winner-winner chicken dinner. But he is reviving the players over here, and now MG and them can still live the dreams. It's down to a one-on-two situation. Will they be able to clutch this one? As they don't know exactly where his location is,
They
as Fear
have
has
no
now gone to
idea.
the low ground. He's taking up the damage. It's not going to be
Oh.
enough, and he's going to be taken out. And BJE is going to be able to win this one with a close, risky play, as Fear almost eliminated the entire squad. But Zane, MG, Chatter, and Reverb walk away with this one with so many eliminations in the back pocket and a GG's all around. SPX, Ricardo Morrow, and Cops Lucas Pedro make a third place with 7 eliminations there. UAE taken out at 11th place, NFX at 12, Raptor Audacity at 13, Mag 3, and all these teams just GG's. Well done. Game number
Yeah.
3, done and dusted. The evening closed and wrapped up. What a crazy set of games.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Like, what about your prediction? It was wrong.
It
So
was
I
close.
huh?
It was close.
It was close, but it was wrong. so what did you think about the game? Like, it was really crazy. Like, BBC at the end, I thought he was going to win because it was really really close, but he didn't move at the end. If he wanted to do a little push for them, maybe he could win. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I don't know. At that point in time, his adrenaline must have been pumping really hard because, a full squad pushing onto your position, taking down one, taking down two. It was just one man left up alive. At that point, he's probably thinking of resetting, trying to get his health up or whatnot. And well, the BBC team was, the Blackjack Esports team was also really quick on their feet, and they got that reset really quickly and were able to push up into. I would say I commend him to an extent because he was actually able to handle himself, but unable to finish that one right there.
Yeah, you can take us through the standings as we are
Yeah, we
already
can see
here.
definitely Blackjack Esport looking strong in this Miramar map with a total of 11 kills and taking home that winner chicken dinner for a total point of 26, but not too far behind right there. It's going to be the guys from BBCX with 12 placement point and 9 kills. Also looking pretty strong, not doing too much of stress, but being able to handle themselves in tough situations. XPX Blue Sharks also standing really, really strong in that third placement, but in that third place right there with 17 total points. Exucia, they have been a force to reckon with in all matches today. You can see with 15 points total in that fourth place. From Mass Girls, looking quite up as well. Happy, I'm pretty sure you're happy about this one.
I am actually. I am.
She, yeah, they've got 11 points right there. Roku also not looking too bad. I think they've won a game today. Also in that sixth position with 9 total points with 3 kills as well. MZR also looking they really did pull a couple of good fights out today with 4 total points. And Black Hawk Esports, I don't know, they didn't really overdo themselves in this Miramar map, but they finished with 4 total points as well as 10x Esports with 3 points. UAE to this week is definitely not their week as they finished with 3 points. And it's
Disappointed.
lovely to see how this has ended up for them today. On the second page, you can see a few of twos and binary numbers in the list out here. So Legacy and Raptors is going to be 11th and 12th position respectively, 2 points each as NFX Esports, UL Crimson, Mark 3 in 13, 14, and position respectively with 1 total points each. And Raptors, well, I think they are going to be the first blood for tonight, out with 0 points. Happy,
Yeah, what
over to
happened
you.
to with Raptors? I think we got them on the first weeks of the cup, right?
Yeah,
Or
so
isn't that the same Raptors? They
so
were playing really good games.
yes, so there are actually two Raptors, as I found out today alongside
Okay.
with Iro. We have the Raptor Africa as well as the Raptor Eliud. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh, the leaderboard.
Yeah. Well, Aro, take it through it.
We have here Blackjack Esports in first place with 51 points, Exorcia in second with 49, and then in a third is going to be BBC with 39. Ruku is going to be in fourth with 39, and then MZR Esports Africa is going to be in fifth with 36. Blackhawk Esports with sixth place with 27 points, and then from Mars Girls in seventh place with 25 points. XPX Blue Sharks in eighth with 20 points, and that is going to wrap up your first page over here. Going over to the second page, we'll be having the following. So Mag 3 in ninth with 13, tied with F4 Legacy in 10th, Raptors AF in 11th with 11 points, 11th place. Undisputed Africa Esports 12th with only 10 points. Uso Crimson in 13th with 9, 10x Esports on 14th place with 8 points. Nefx Esports in 15th with only 4, tied with Raptors Elude in 16th place. So that is going to wrap up the leaderboard here for week number 5. And really, wow, congratulations to the teams that had performed and got their winner chicken dinners. It's going to be Ruku
Yeah.
as well as in the second game for Sandhawk, it's going to be Exorcia. And then in the third game, it's going to be Blackjack. So amazing stuff
Blackjack.
indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, so the game was amazing today. So as you see, I'm gonna speak to my friend speaking just a little bit before closing the the stream for today. Donc, comme vous avez vu, c'était chaud, hein, le troisième jeu. On a vu, il y a des équipes qu'on attendait qui n'ont pas vraiment bien joué. Il y a d'autres équipes aussi qui sont venues vraiment tout gâter. Donc, c'était vraiment chaud. It was lit. So, donc, si vous voulez vous inscrire, que vous êtes une équipe de PUBG en Afrique de l'Ouest, en Afrique, n'importe où en Afrique, vous pouvez toujours vous inscrire à Inkosi Super Cup. Il reste encore 3 semaines. On a 8 semaines, donc il reste encore 3 semaines. If you are an English-speaking team, if you are a German-speaking team, if you are in Africa, you can still register for the Inkosi Super Cup Season 4. We have 3 weeks left for this season, so you can still get a bite of that chicken dinner if you want to. And don't forget to subscribe to the Nodwin Gaming channels over on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so you can see and know what's going on. We have other games, we have FIFA. Be happy to have you. So, do you have some last words of wisdom to share with us? I don't know, Viper.
Well, as I would say, as you guys can see today, a couple of teams have already gone home with that winner chicken dinner and a lot of cash in their pockets as well for performing quite well in this week. So, even though we have just 3 weeks left, there is still an high chance for you as a team out there thinking about how can we still make it? Can we still come out here? Come, you will definitely be surprised at how much you can do with dedication.
Yeah, what about you, Alex? Last sentence,
It isn't
please.
over until it's fully over, so make sure you guys come on through to the Nordwind Gaming Africa Inkosi Super Cup. It's because it's still alive and very much active. We saw Exorcia getting to the overall leaderboard based off a single day. A winner chicken dinner with 15 eliminations is all you really need to keep active on that standings and to make your way into the promotion relegation phases.
All right, so on these wise words from Alex, we're going to leave you here today, and we will be happy to see you next week for week 6 of the Inkosi Super Cup. See you. Bye.